at 10 starts right now.
A race filled with emotion. We are at Bowman Gray Stadium, where racers paid tribute to Kyle Busch 3 months after his death.
The president says he is tackling high beef prices. What's in his plan to make your next trip to the grocery store a little less expensive, and why not everyone is thrilled.
And high school football is back. Sports director John Johnson has highlights from all the big games all around the Piedmont. Hi, everyone. First tonight, it is a WXII 12 first warning weather impact day. We have been tracking severe storms in parts of the Piedmont this evening.
Just a few hours ago, we were right in the middle of a tornado warning. Thankfully, that has come and gone. So what can we expect the rest of the night and into the overnight hours?
Meteorologist Michelle Kennedy is here to tell us. Hey, Michelle.
Hey there, Christine and Kenny. You know, we've got those showers still out there and some storm reports for you, too. We're looking at those storm reports coming in, some wind damage for folks in eastern areas of Randolph County, also down in Montgomery County. Winds being reported, you know, in 60 to 70 mile an hour winds are what we were estimating as that tornado warning was issued. We now have showers and thunderstorms with a lingering flood watch in place because of more heavy rain that may develop through the overnight hours. Now, we think we're through the worst of the severe. However, 1 or 2 storms could still bring some winds. We've got flood advisories too up until about 10:15 tonight in that southeastern pocket of Alamance County. Flood watches, though, are going to stay in effect until 8 a.m. And here's why. We've still got showers back to the west. A few of these have just been drifting south and southeast, but we may see 1 or 2 storms with more energy moving overhead through the overnight hours, so up until about 2 a.m. And then things should start to cool down for a little while, and then we'll see some storms again tomorrow. So we've got a little bit of a stretch here before we see improving conditions, but heavy rain today, 2 to 3 inches in a few areas, and then severe thunderstorm risk. We've been dropped from the slight risk now down to a marginal risk, and we continue to look at some damaging wind concerns tonight if we do see a severe storm. We'll break it down and take a look at that hour-by-hour forecast, but flooding concerns will remain through at least 8 a.m. tomorrow. We'll have more for you in just a few minutes.
All right, Michelle, thank you. And now's a good time to download the free WXII 12 News mobile app. If you haven't already, you will have access to our interactive radar, video updates from our weather team, and customized alerts so you know when a storm is heading your way. A Lexington family is looking for the community's support after a house fire sent a 77-year-old woman to the hospital.
Joshua Davis caught up with her daughter and great-granddaughter, who took him inside the home to look at the damage and recounted how they fought to get her to safety.
You can see the damage for yourself. It's devastating. I spoke to Loretta Evans' daughter Lisa and great-granddaughter Gracie, both of whom sprung into action as the flames and smoke tore through this house.
I heard the alarms going off, and then I went and checked all the rooms, and I went in that room, and the whole bed from top to bottom was on fire.
In just moments, 12-year-old Gracie Hoyle says her great-grandmother's home on Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard was on fire.
I went and I called her, and then I called the police. I got Harley. I couldn't get my grandma out.
Hey, let's do this.
She had fell and shattered her femur in the house prior to. So she was in the bed recovering from that. She couldn't get out. She had to have help.
Lisa Hoyle, Loretta's daughter, was already on her way to visit her mother's home when Gracie called her and arrived before first responders.
Yeah, it was really scary.
She actually tried to go back in the house 3 times.
When first responders did arrive,
I said, please help my mom's in here. And as soon as I said that, they were on it. They were on it. Thank God for all of them. Because, I mean, they were there. I was busting windows out trying to get to her. And so I cut my hands up.
First responders were able to pull Loretta out of the house before she was taken to the hospital. The only thing on this family's minds, their matriarch.
She's like all of our moms, not just their grandma. She's like their mom too, you know. And she's my whole world. She loves everybody, will help anybody. She's the best person, most kind and caring and loving person, and she don't deserve all this.
And her family is asking for the community's support and prayers as they navigate this difficult time. In Lexington, I'm Joshua Davis for WXII 12 News.
All right, Joshua, thank you very much. New developments tonight in the case against the man accused of killing Greensboro police officer Mike Horan. Terrell McMillan was back in court today and was given a new lawyer from the Capitol Defender's Office. Because of that, the case will not be heard now until later this year. Horan was shot and killed just a few days before Christmas 2024 at the Food Lion on Lawndale Drive. He was responding to reports of a man inside that store with a gun.
And now to a story that's trending on WXII12.com. Investigators are trying to solve a mystery at Ballew's Lake after a car was found submerged in the water there. The Forsyth County Sheriff's Office says a fisherman spotted the vehicle this morning near the Piney Bluff boat launch. Deputies have since pulled the car from the lake. They're now working to figure out who it belongs to and how it got there. And we are following a developing story out of Alaska. 8 people are dead after a charter plane crashed on Thursday. This happened in the western part of the state at Cape Newenham, where only military and approved charter flights are allowed to land. The Air Force says the plane was a civilian contracted flight. 2 of the victims were employees of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. The National Weather Service says it was foggy at the landing strip around the time of that crash. The FAA and the NTSB are now investigating.
The Supreme Court is temporarily allowing the president to continue construction of the White House ballroom. The temporary order came hours before lower court rulings would have forced a halt to the above-ground construction project. The High Court's decision does not address the legality of it, though. 2 other courts have recently said it is illegal. The temporary allowance gives the court more time to consider the White House's request to pause those lower rulings indefinitely. As of right now, the ballroom is roughly 2/3 complete. The president is also making an announcement about a new plan that he hopes will lower beef prices. In a post on Truth Social, the president said he will provide temporary tariff relief for some ground beef imports. The president did not specify the source of the beef or who had committed to sell the meat at below market price. He says the deal will lower prices for U.S. consumers who are struggling with grocery bills. This will last for the next 90 days. Average ground beef prices were flat in July, but remain near record highs at this point.
High Point University just released new polling on approval ratings for President Trump, as well as his handling of several issues, including the economy. The survey found among registered voters, 38% of people said they approve of the way President Trump is handling the job. 56% disapprove. For the economy alone, President Trump's approval rating is 38%, with 55% disapproving of how he's handled it so far. And the gap widens when looking at feelings on inflation. 29% approve compared to 60% disapproving. Similar numbers for housing prices during his administration. When looking at gas prices, the gap widens again, with 25% approving and 64% disapproving. A Burlington-based company is expanding its operations with a multi-million-dollar investment. Alamance Foods Incorporated says it will spend close to $37 million to add a drinkable yogurt production line. The move will create more than 140 jobs in the process. Officials say a majority of those are tied to grant money awarded by the state.
In Winston-Salem, Zeal Abeg is celebrating 2 years of its new North American headquarters after moving over from Greensboro. Company leaders say its workforce has already doubled in size, and right now it has about 660 staffers. It expects to hire 1,600 people by the year 2030. The company began as a manufacturer of electric motors, but is now one of the leading businesses in ventilation, control, and drive technology. Well, it wasn't just the Piedmont dealing with severe weather. We'll show you where a confirmed tornado left behind major damage at a Little League baseball field.
And the cleanup continues from historic flooding in Surrey County, the setback the community is facing on the road to recovery.